Greetings, math fans. All right, so this is day 6 notes, and the first part of this is a warm-up, so I'm not going to do this just because I want to get into the notes. But remember, like 1 is you FOIL, number 2 is what we just learned, so you distribute, make sure you distribute all the terms in the first set of parentheses, the second. Same thing with number 3. For the next one, make sure, number 4, make sure you write it twice, and then you FOIL. Okay, this is the systems of equations. And this is what our topic is today. It's called the zero product property. So here's the deal. These numbers are in parentheses. Now what you're not going to do is you're not going to FOIL them out and you're not going to multiply them together. You're going to solve now. What I want you to understand is if I have x or y and I said it's equal to 0, do you guys agree that if x is 0 or y is 0, the value, if you multiply it, it's going to be 0. So x can be 10 and y can be 0, and you still get 0. Or x can be 0 and y can be 50 and you still get 0. So no matter what, if either one of these is 0, the whole thing goes to 0. Okay? So that's what zero product means. Product means multiply. Okay? So it's actually very simple. What we're going to do is that x plus 2, if this is 0 or this is 0, then let's say this one's 0. It doesn't matter what this one is. This could be 20. It's going to equal 0. Or if this one's 100 and this one is 0, it's still going to equal 0. Okay? So let me erase this and show you what I mean here. Okay. So basically what we're doing is very, very simple. When you see a parenthesis, so basically you have a variable inside a parenthesis or a variable outside a parenthesis. So let me just, here I'll say variable and it's outside a parenthesis. Okay, so one of these two, a variable inside or variable outside, you set either the parenthesis or the variable. If it's inside, you set that, the variable with the parenthesis, or just the variable, if it's on the outside, equal to 0, and solve for the variable. Okay? So basically, you have x plus 2, you set equal to 0. X plus 7 equal to 0. That's all you do. And then you subtract 2, so x equals -2, and subtract 7. X equals -7. That's it, math fans. That's so easy. Okay, this next one, x plus 4 equals 0, x minus 6 equals 0. So we subtract 4 from both sides. X equals -4. Oops, negative 4. And add 6 to both sides. So x equals 6. That's all you do. Very simple. Okay, now this is where it's not really complicated, but remember I said anything with a variable inside the parentheses or even outside the parentheses you set equal to 0. So in this case here I have 3 answers because I'm going to set the variable on the outside equal to 0, I'm going to set the x plus 2 equal to 0, and I'm going to set the x minus 9 equal to 0. And this one I don't have to do, that's just my answer. This one I'm going to subtract 2, x equals -2, and this is plus 9. So x equals 9. So you have 3 answers, 0, -2, and 9. Pretty easy. Okay, number 4, 5x equals 0. There's a variable there. X plus 12 equals 0. And x minus 1 equals 0. So this one, divide by 5. Guys, please make sure when you, basically if you just have a variable like this, it's going to equal 0. Because if I divide by 5, I still get 0. Okay? Very, very important. Okay, this one I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. X equals -12. And then add 1 to both sides. So x equals 1. That's it. Those you got 3 answers. Now 5 is, again, it's a little tricky because you see this 4 here. But does it have a variable? No. So I ignore it. I don't even do anything with it. Okay? So literally, I just take the 3x plus 7. And I set that equal to 0, and I say the 3x minus 7 equals 0. So again, I ignore the 4 because it has no variable. Okay, and then it's a little bit of work. Minus 7, so 3x equals negative 7 divided by 3. X is negative 7/3. And add 7 to that, so 3x equals 7. Divide by 3, x equals 7/3. That's it. So negative 7/3 and positive 7/3. Okay, this one, I got two answers, this guy and this one. So negative 3x equals 0, and 2x minus 3 equals 0. So divide by negative 3, and guys, remember, these are always 0. Okay, 0 divided by anything is 0. And then I add 3 to this guy, so 2x equals 3. Divide by 2, x is 3/2. Okay, so two answers there. All right, number 7 is, you notice there's a squared here? Here, let me erase this. I kind of wrote over a little bit. Okay, notice there is a squared right here. That is not a big deal. This is truly what you would do. You would say x times 4x plus 9 times 4x plus 9 equals 0. Remember, you write it twice. But I don't need to set each one of these equal to 0. Why would I repeat an answer? So I truly just set x equal to 0 and 4x plus 9 equal to 0. I just have to do it one time, because if I set that equal to 0, I'm going to get the same answer. Okay, so that's one answer. Subtract 9, so 4x equals negative 9. Divide by 4. X is negative 9/4. So those are two answers. Okay, so once again, it's squared, so I just need to do it one time. So subtract 2, 3x equals negative 2, and then divide by 3. X is negative 2/3. Okay, so that's it. That's the zero product property. You just set each of those equal to 0 and solve. Just make sure it's got a variable or a variable inside the parenthesis, and you're good to go. All right, math fans, that is it. Have an outstanding day. Adios. Goodbye.